Nancy is a conductor's daughter. One day she was working on Skarloey with some polish and a rag. Skarloey was snoozing happily, but Nancy wanted to talk. "Wake up, lazy bones. Your brass is filthy. Aren't you ashamed?" "No," yawned Skarloey. "You're just an old fusspot." And Skarloey closed his eyes. He was thinking about his friend Rheneas and all the good times they had shared before Rheneas went away to be mended. Nancy interrupted again. "Don't you want to look nice when Rheneas comes home?" Skarloey wasn't sleepy anymore. "What? When?" "Soon. Daddy told me. I'm going now," she said. "Nancy, stop! Do I really look nice? Please polish me again." "Now who's an old fusspot?" laughed Nancy and set to work once more. Duncan was jealous. "Aren't you going to polish me too?" "Sorry, not today. I'm going now. I'm helping the refreshment lady this afternoon. We must get the ice cream ready for the passengers." "Never mind, Duncan." But Duncan did mind. "It isn't fair," he complained. "Peter Sam gets a special funnel, Sir Handel gets special wheels, passengers get ice cream, but I'm not even polished." Of course, this wasn't true, but Duncan enjoyed complaining. He became sulkier still.
Trevor the traction engine is old-fashioned, but he doesn't care. He knows that he is really useful, like his friend Edward, the blue engine. Early one morning, Trevor was chuffing about the vicarage orchard. He had important news for Edward.
"The vicar says that not all children are able to have holidays by the sea, so he's having a garden party to raise money for a seaside trip. I'm going to be the star attraction," chatted Trevor, "giving rides to all the visitors. The vicar is putting up posters all about it."
"I'd like to help too," sighed Edward, "but without my rails, I wouldn't be much good at a garden party." It was a beautiful day, but Edward was worried. "I wish there was something I could do for the party," he said. "I'd like to be helpful, like Trevor." Edward's driver laughed. "You're helpful in your own way, and that's on the railway." Next day, it was Trevor's turn to look disappointed. He had bad news.
"The vicar's been so busy that he forgot to put up the posters. Now no one will know about the party."
But Edward had an idea. "Don't worry," he said. "Everything is going to be all right." Then he explained to his driver, "The vicar can paste his posters on my cab and coaches, so wherever I go, they'll go too." "Well done, Edward," said his driver. "I'm sure Sir Topham Hatt will agree." As indeed he did. Edward steamed happily through the stations collecting his passengers. "Look," they said, "the vicar is holding a party. We must go to that." Thomas the tank engine was ill. Workmen had tried to make him better, but it was no use.
"Edward must take you to the works,"
said Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas felt very miserable. Then Sir Topham Hatt spoke to Duck.
"I want you to help Percy and Toby while Thomas is away."
Duck was delighted. He already knew Percy and soon made friends with Toby and Bertie. Terence the tractor gave him a big welcome, too.
Take care of Thomas's coaches, he advised. He's sure to miss them while he's away.
Duck was very gentle with the coaches. Annie and Clarabelle were impressed. Such nice manners, they told each other. It really is a pleasure to go out with him. When Thomas came back, Annie and Clarabelle told him how well Duck had managed. Thomas was so pleased to be home that he soon forgot to be jealous.
Toby the tram engine was very excited. He was wearing a brand new bell that shone like gold. He was off to the seaside. His driver was explaining everything as they puffed along the line.
There's a seaside village near here, and every year they have a big parade with a special attraction for all the visitors. This year, Toby, you're the special attraction.
"Thank you, sir," said Toby.
But what does a special attraction do?
"Oh, just smiles and blows whistles at everyone," replied his driver.
We're almost there. Listen, you can hear the seagulls.
Soon they reached the little station by the village. But instead of a big welcome, there was just one man. He whispered to Toby's driver and turned sadly away.
Well, if that doesn't take the biscuit,
said Toby's driver. "They've run out of room in the parade and don't need a special attraction after all. We've got to go home, Toby. I'm sorry, old boy." "So am I," sighed Toby. Sir Handel is very proud of his big, sturdy wheels. They have broad tires and hold well to the rails, but they are unusual. One day, the other engines wouldn't stop teasing him. "Look at his steamroller wheels," they joked. "Be quiet," snorted Sir Handel. "You're jealous." "Don't worry," soothed Peter Sam. "The engines all teased me about my special funnel until they learned how useful it is." "Did you hear that?" huffed Sir Handel. "My wheels are special, like Peter Sam's funnel. I can go faster than any of you." Skarloey had a plan to make Sir Handel see sense. "With your grand wheels, Sir Handel," said Skarloey, "you're just the engine to tackle George." "Who's George?" "That steamroller over there," replied Skarloey. "Listen." The steamroller was making rude remarks about the engines.
Railways are no good. Turn them into roads. Pull them up. Turn them into roads. Railways are no good. Turn them into roads. Pull them up. Turn them into roads.
"Don't worry," said Sir Handel. "Leave him to me. I'll send him packing. George will soon get a run for his money." A lady and a stout gentleman stood on Toby's platform. He was, of course, Sir Topham Hatt, but Toby didn't know this yet. "Come on, grandfather," cried the children. "Do look at this engine."
That's a tram engine, Stephen,
said Sir Topham Hatt. "Is it electric?" asked Bridget.
Whoosh!
Hissed Toby.
Shh, said her brother. You've offended him.
"But trams are electric, aren't they?"
They are mostly, but this is a steam tram.
"May we go in it, grandfather, please?"
Stop,
said Sir Topham Hatt to the conductor. They all scrambled into Henrietta.
Hip, hip, hooray, chanted Henrietta.
But
Toby didn't sing. Electric indeed, electric indeed, he snorted. He was proud of being a steam train. Mavis is a diesel engine who works for the quarry company shunting freight cars in their sidings. She has 6 small wheels hidden by side plates just like Toby's. Mavis is young and full of her own ideas. She loves rearranging things too and began putting Toby's cars in different places every day. This made Toby cross. Freight cars, he grumbled, should be where you want them when you want them. Fiddlesticks, said Mavis and flounced away. At last, Toby lost patience. I can't waste time playing hunt the cars with you. Take them yourself. Mavis was pleased. Taking cars made her feel important. One day, Percy arrived at the quarry to collect some stone for his freight cars. Snow and frost lay everywhere. There was not a sound to be heard. Percy ventured further. He found Mavis, the new diesel engine, resting in the shelter of some rocks. "Cheer up, Mavis," he whistled. Mavis was still remembering the trouble she'd had with cars. "Manager says I don't listen to advice. He says I've no business jauntering down Toby's line. Toby's a fusspot." "Toby has forgotten more about freight cars than you will ever know," replied Percy. "You must put the cars where he wants them. Then you'll be a really useful engine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to take these stones to the harbor." Mavis liked Percy, but she still wouldn't listen to his advice. "Why shouldn't I go on Toby's line?" The siding arrangements were awkward. To put the cars where Toby wanted them, Mavis had to make several journeys. She started making a plan. "If we used the teeniest bit of Toby's line," she said to her driver, "we would save all this bother." Her driver, suspecting nothing, allowed them to go as far as the first level crossing.